you much good when the park...
$25 within the sci-fi community here. We have having Doctor Who and Star Wars. We have Star Wars in concert, which will be here in Des Moines on July 5th. There's an afternoon performance and an evening performance, so please specify which one you want. I've been to the show as it performed in Omaha. It really is kind of indescribable being there. It's a full orchestra performing all the music of Star Wars, and as I keep saying, they have flame jets and everything. And you can feel the heat blasting on your face.
Big screen, total spectacle, music, visuals, it's all there.
And with these two tickets, you also get wristbands that get you in early to all the exhibits, because they'll have a number of costumes and props from the Star Wars movies. They're on display. That was also a really neat part of the experience too.
Yeah, so you just decide if you want 2:30 or 7 p.m. for the performance, and July 5th, clear the calendar and invest $275. There will be an opportunity for you to spread those payments out a bit, but not much, because we're dealing with a tight timeline on that. But if you want to talk with the volunteer about that, we may be able to do it over a couple of months, which might make it easier.
Yeah, I think so. And as I say, this is all part and parcel of keeping not just Doctor Who, but science fiction on Iowa Public Television. We've had new Red Dwarf episodes. We're about to have Doctor Who Series 4 here, which are new to public television. There's a Star Wars in Concert documentary floating around. Possibility of getting Torchwood and Sarah Jane Adventures someday. It's all predicated on the funding they get to show it, but the will is there. I think I can honestly say that the will is there to keep this kind of program on, because the people here at Iowa Public Television really like science fiction as well. So if they can show something from their home genre, that's just great.
But, you know, I mean, in some ways it's too bad that it comes down to money, but that's what it really comes down to, just in everything. And costs go up, and the BBC has costs that they've run into. They're expending tremendous amounts of money on the production of Doctor Who. You've given me some figures about, you know, the kinds of budgets that are involved in single episodes.
Huge.
For that. It's huge. Huge. Particularly for some episodes where there are huge numbers of special effects. They obviously want to make back that money, and then it's an asset that for them, you know, so it's the days of being able to get these episodes for very little money is gone, even the older Doctor Who episodes. So it really comes down to all of us saying, you know, we realize it's worth watching, it's worth paying for as well, so we're going to do our part.
No, we were just talking over the break about how Doctor Who in the 60s, they were spending very little money on it because there was no opportunity for them to recoup those costs. I mean, whatever they spent, it was that one-time airing and then it was gone. Here, we've got massive, massive budgets and massive, massive special effects, but they expect to get that back through, you know, multiple broadcasts and continued syndication. And
there are more lawyers than ever today,
and more,
managing and watching over. Absolutely. It's a more complicated world.
Yeah. So I mean, you are feeding into not just the Iowa Public Television machine, you're feeding into the Doctor Who machine, so that the BBC can keep making it. Yeah, I think that's fair to say.
And you know, it's going to be the key here. Your calls, the kind of calls we're getting tonight, to, you know, whether we're going to be able to get the next season. We're running a little bit off from, you know, the official release, and that's how they're releasing, pushing it to public television. But we want to continue to air each one of those series. You know, we'd love to go back and maybe get some of the old too, if we can, and bring those back to the air, because there are a lot of people who are saying, you know, wow, this is pretty cool stuff. And then they go to the Wikipedia page and they're like, oh, it's been going on for
a long
decades.
time.
Yeah, would it be nice to, you know, find a way to bring back some of those classic Who episodes again to Iowa Public Television, put them on the air? Yeah. It comes down to money.
Yeah, it really does. Now, at the end of this month, Iowa Public Television is committed to starting Doctor Who Series 4, which stars David Tennant and Catherine Tate. Now, Catherine Tate is a huge comedian in Britain. It's almost like getting Tina Fey on Doctor Who over here. I mean, she was a huge, huge name. She's been on the show once before, and then she'll be in all of Series 4. That will be on starting at end of March, but whether or not we continue showing the David Tennant specials and the Matt Smith episodes when they arrive, it's purely up to you and purely up to your support for Iowa Public Television.
Not all of our phones are busy at the moment, and maybe have been earlier that you called and got a busy signal because we were completely stacked full.
Yes.
So here's an opportunity for you to call right now. As you can see on your screen, we still have some of those photos available, maybe as many as 5 of them available if you'd like to choose one. Again, you know, we would love to make this the break that brings in a whole bunch of support for Iowa Public Television.
So that we can go away.
Yes.
And just show the rest of the Dam uninterrupted.
Yeah. Because frankly, you know, we cut in at the most exciting part twice.
Yes.
I'm just saying. And then we talked for a long time, and then you had to go back and see the exciting part again. So I'm just saying, this would be a really great opportunity. You know you want to do it. So why wait? Just call right now. You've made your choice probably about the thank you gift you'd like to get, or maybe you're just saying, you know, I want to pledge $35 because that works for me, and I can get that book with the credit card, and I'm just going to do that. Or I want the Star Wars in concert tickets. You've decided, I know you have, so just call us right now at 800-779-7000, of course, online.
Please also go online, www.iptv.org. That's available 24/7. And again, you can specify that you're pledging for Doctor Who, and, you know, the folks here really do tabulate and keep track of that sort of thing. They really do sit down and going, okay, Doctor Who got this much support, Lawrence Welk got this much support, Nova got this much support. So it's entirely predicated on where that all has come from. If they're called in or online, that's fine. It's all added together into the same pool.
It's important that you call and you tell us right now that you care.
Photo number 1 is gone now.
Photo number 1. So number 1 and 5 are gone. Thank you, Dwayne. So 1 and 5 are gone. That means there are only 4 left. We'll put the pictures up on the screen again so you can make your choices. Number 1 is gone. Number 5 is gone. All of them are signed. I think you'd like to have one as a thank you gift. It's a collectible item, of course, and I think you're really going to enjoy it. And knowing that Colin Baker has been here at Iowa Public Television, and as Lars described earlier, there is a kind of Iowa connection here with him, and something kind of special there.
Colin has actually ever since he was here some years ago, has maintained a correspondence with some people here at the station, just thanks to the miracle of the internet. So yes, he very much is kind of, you know, Iowa's adopted doctor in a way, just in the level of his warmth and support and sending in the photos. So, but we only have 1 of each of those. Number 1 is gone, number 5 is gone. You'll need to specify which of the Colin Baker photos you want.
I think we now have only, and in fact this counts the overflow too, and the extra folks we brought in, we now have 4 lines open or thereabouts. We're doing really well.
Yeah, please do call now, because again, we'd like to go away. We'd like to show the rest of Voyage of the Damned uninterrupted if we possibly can, but it's entirely predicated on how much support we get in this round.
I bet there are a lot of people who would be happy if they could say to me, will you go away if certain things happen? And I just never do. I don't, but this is going to happen this time.
I felt that way my entire life, basically. I mean, people just keep saying that. So why don't we start at the bottom of the gifts?
Yeah, let's do that quickly.
Work our way up again. At the bottom pledge level, we have for $35, any pledge $35 and up, you get Time Incorporated, which collects 15 years of writings and commentary and insight on Doctor Who by Lance Parkin, one of the most beloved Doctor Who writers. This is a credit card only if you pledge us $35 and above, and it has a 45-year overview of Doctor Who, and it also contains Lance's insight on writing novels, because he kept notes when he was writing his latest Doctor Who novel, The Eyeless. And so that's, if you want insight into the writing as well as Doctor Who, the writing process, this is a very good way to go about that.
And that comes to you, you know, if you're going to use your credit card, what a great way to support public TV. You can stay right at the $35 level or go higher, and if you use your credit card, that comes to you in addition to any other
in addition to any other gift here, yes, if it's a credit card.
Sci-Fi Saturday Night Mug, that logo probably means a lot to you, watching public TV over the years, knowing that this is the home for sci-fi on Saturday nights, the original home for sci-fi, before there was a sci-fi or whatever. Whatever. I guess we spell it differently now, don't we, than we used to back in the days when it was science fiction. Before sci-fi became something else.
A lot of people prefer SF and just leave it at that.
Yep. And you know, the kind of commitment that you're getting on cable to science fiction, I think, has changed over the years. And you see that even in how they spell sci-fi. So, you know, things are changing there too, but we're the home for it, and the mug, I think, is a nice symbol of that.
Yes, it is. $125 level, we have Graham Harper's book. I'm sorry, I skipped the $90 level. We have the Doctor Who t-shirt, which has the Doctor's lengthy, complicated, wonderful, delightful quote from tonight's...
Read that for us.
Oh, God, if I can. I'm the Doctor of a Time Lord. I'm from the planet Gallifrey in the constellation Castorberus. I'm 903 years old, and I'm the man who's going to save your lives and all 6 billion people on the planet below.
And?
You got a problem with that, which is on the back. Yeah. There we go. Very good. Very good. We have that available in large and extra large, so please specify which size you want when you call in to pledge for the t-shirt.
Next, speaking of complicated, this is the most complicated list of thank you gifts ever.
I know.
But each one of them is good. This is why we're going through it, because we want to give you one more chance.
Yes.
We would like this to be the last chance to do it, to call right now and find out about these.
Graham Harper, one of the most notable directors, he has worked on classic Doctor Who and new Doctor Who, has written this book, Calling the Shots, which describes the process of getting a script and then implementing that into an actual episode of Doctor Who, which is really tricky, because with something like Doctor Who, you have to start over every single time.
Now, what do you mean when you say that to someone who's relatively new to
Well, because Doctor Who is a show that goes all over time and space, you know, and maybe one episode you're back with Agatha Christie, and then the next episode you're in the future, you know, in some colony planet or what have you. It's all
it's less about a template in the way that maybe Star Trek is a kind of template show.
Yeah.
Where you drop a script into a template.
Ideally, Doctor Who has no formula. I mean, that's why it has lasted almost half a century. There ideally should not be a formula Doctor Who. There's very little sets and costumes and whatnot that carry over, so when you get a script, you have to basically will it into being from nothing, usually. This is Graham Harper's insight on the process of directing Doctor Who, which is really very, very interesting. He's a very nice man, too. I just saw him at a Doctor Who convention a couple weeks ago. So a great book.
$150 level, we have this one of the lost stories here. Again, this was an adventure that was originally written for television, never made it to television. And you said it very well. This captures the 1980s.
Yeah, this was written for the 1986 season. There was a number of scripts they scrapped, and they made Trial of a Time Lord instead. So this was fully written by Graham Williams, the producer of Doctor Who. This stars Colin Baker as the Doctor, has Nicola Bryant as Perry. It's a full cast production, and you really feel like you're catapulted back to 1986 and Colin Baker's era. Any Colin Baker fan should get this, because this is as close to televised Colin Baker as you can possibly get without it actually being on television. That's at $150 level.
All the autograph photos are gone now.
Oh, wow. Okay, they're all gone.
Then we can stop talking about them. Wonderful. So, all right, all the Colin Baker photos are gone, we're told. So, what have we got left? $350 level, you get the combo pack of the T-shirt, the Graham Harper book, the Colin Baker missing story, The Nightmare Fair. Exclusively to this, you get a TARDIS patch. There it is, that little yellow patch there. And you also get Time and Incorporated if you pay by credit card. So that's at the $350 level, or as we like to call it, the $1 a day level.
Very close to it. I'm going to show you this patch just one more time. There we go. Okay. It's I think it's pretty nice. You can see it's a good size, so you'll enjoy this. And it's a little extra thank you that we've tossed in at that $350 level.
And then one more time, we're going to pledge $275 level, 2 tickets to Star Wars in Concert. Do not miss this performance of Star Wars in Concert. It'll be in Des Moines, Wells Fargo Arena, July 5th. There's a 2:30 performance and a 7 p.m. performance, and that's it. There's only those 2 showings. You also will get
what they have on exhibit. Some of this.
Yes. Oh, you also get a wristband to see many of the exhibits you're seeing here. They'll have a lot of costumes and props. Yep, Han Solo and Carbonite was there. A lot of really, really neat exhibits from the show. Again, I went to this when it was in Omaha. It's an extraordinary experience that you can't get anywhere else. So please, this one time only will be here in Des Moines, July 5th, $275 level. You get the 2 tickets and the wristbands to get in early.
Those are some really great thank you gifts, and many of you have already taken advantage of them. In fact, some have gone very quickly.